Faker's contract with T1 is reportedly worth $6 million per year, making him the highest paid pro gamer on the planet. Not to mention the fact he part-owns his esports org, has turned down multiple offers worth $20 million per year.
Every time he's a free agent, the offer from China comes in, it's $20 million a year.
And he owns a 9-story skyscraper named Faker Towers in downtown Seoul. In this video, I'm going to break down the business portfolio of Faker, the story of how the greatest League of Legends player has quietly built one of the smartest financial portfolios in esports, and has just been named in the Time 100 magazine without having ever left the first team he signed for as a 17-year-old.
Oh my God! Shockwave will find them all!
This is Esports Unlocked. Quick disclaimer before we start, a lot of Faker and T1's actual contract numbers are private. What you're about to hear is built from public reporting and figures that T1's own representatives have gone on record with. Faker turned pro in February 2013 at age 17. He hit rank 1 on the Korean leaderboard and was scouted by SK Telecom, one of South Korea's largest mobile providers, who wanted to create an esports arm to market the brand to a wider, young audience. In 2013, Faker delivered one of the most famous plays in League history, a reverse sweep in the OGN Champions Korea final against KT Rolster.
What's that? Faker with a huge play, the QSS! I can't believe I just saw that! He actually won that duel!
Then he wins Worlds as a rookie. His team goes 15 for 3 across the tournament and sweeps the final for $1 million team prize. Faker was a teenager who instantly became a world champion in his first year, becoming the most talked about prodigy in Korean esports. After a quiet spell in 2014 where STK missed out on qualifications, 2015-2017 was when Faker stopped being just a great player and became a genuine national icon in South Korea. In 2015, Faker won his second World Championship, becoming only the second ever player to do it twice. In 2016, he added an MSI title and a third World Championship, sweeping CLG in the MSI final and picking up MVP. However, in 2017, Faker lost the World's final 3-0 to Samsung Galaxy and broke down in tears on the stage. It's one of the most replayed moments in League history, and fans watching him lose in public and have such an emotional reaction was unintentionally a great thing for his brand going forward. It was proof that he wasn't an unbeatable robot and he was actually human. By the end of 2017, Faker wasn't just the best player in the world. He was a marketable, bankable national icon, and that is the asset that every deal going forward was built on. In 2018, SKT missed out on the LCK summer playoffs entirely for the first time ever. They missed MSI, they missed Worlds, and by 2019, the World's winning squad was almost completely changed, filled out with rookies except for Faker. Business-wise, this would have been the time for Faker to make a change, start a new team and earn big from a large contract. But instead, he started turning down money. Chinese organisations were reportedly offering him enormous salaries to switch regions, money that would have dwarfed anything he was making in Korea. There's a widely cited report that Faker was offered $10 million a year by Tencent to transfer to their Chinese LPL team.
그래서 이제 중국에서 말이죠 100억대 연봉을 제안했고 실제로 그 계약서를 본 적은 없지만 저도 그럴 거라고 생각해요.
A huge jump from his rumoured $2.5 million SKT salary at the time, but Faker declined every option that came his way. In 2019, SK Telecom rebranded their esports division to T1 and were looking for a big play to boost the new brand's visibility on the world stage. Faker saw this as a key moment in choosing the next step in his career. In February 2020, off the back of 2 difficult years, Faker re-signed with T1 on a 3-year deal. But the headline wasn't the salary. He became a part owner of T1 Entertainment and Sports, taking stock that equated to roughly 6% equity in the company. By that time, T1 was valued at around $220 million, which put his stake at roughly $13.2 million. On paper, the day he signed it. Later in the year, during the pandemic, Faker purchased a 9-story commercial building in the
Wagik-dong in Gangseo, Seoul,
the exact Seoul neighborhood that he grew up in, under a holding company in his family's name. The building has 2 basement floors, 9 floors above ground, reportedly cost 11 billion won or 8 million USD to purchase. The ground floor has a medical clinic and a cafe. Faker's own company, handling his investment portfolio, brand, content and legal, is based on the top floor, and the building itself has a grand entrance sign labelling it Faker Tower. Everything in between gets leased out for rental income. During the pandemic, Faker began building wealth quickly. Alongside his real estate investments and thriving streaming career on Soup, which was formerly Afrika TV, a South Korean streaming platform, T1 landed their biggest ever deal, an exclusive partnership with Nike, covering training facilities and performance programs. It led to Faker touring Nike's headquarters in Oregon, putting him in a league of his own compared to anybody else in esports. No pun intended. Competitively, 2021 and 2022 were strong years for Faker, marking a real comeback after years of underperformance. In 2021, T1 got to the World's semi-finals. In 2022, T1 went on a perfect 18-0 streak in LCK Spring regular season, a first in league history, but fell short as runner-up in both MSI and Worlds, after one of the closest, most entertaining finals in history against DRX. Business-wise though, 2021 and 2022 was incredible for Faker. Mercedes-Benz signed a 3-year partnership with T1. Faker received a very nice gift himself, a Mercedes AMG EQE worth about $120,000. During this period, Faker was earning 6 million USD annually, according to Korean reporting. And T1 CEO Joe Marsh has said publicly that most of what he was earning was going straight into his investments.
He doesn't need money, right? Like he has money, he's super successful, he's made really strong investments in Korea. He's done great financially.
During this period, Faker turned down another reported offer to buy him out of T1. This time from an undisclosed Chinese LPL team worth about $20 million per year.
Even this offseason, I had to fly to Korea after free agency started because he was a free agent. And he every time he's a free agent, the offer from China comes in. It's $20 million a year to come. Of course, anyone's gonna look at that. That's a big number.
"2023 to 2025 was the three-peat. This is where every bet from 2020 onward started paying off. In 2023, Faker won his 4th World Championship after an epic semi-final win against the tournament favourites, JDG. In 2024, his 5th, being named Finals MVP for the 2nd time in his career, and in 2025, unbelievably his 6th World Championship title, beating fellow Korean team KT Rolster 3-2 in what is known as the Telecom Derby, extending his own record as the most decorated player in league history. 3 consecutive world titles. Business-wise, T1's revenue reportedly grew from 49.4% in 2023, then another 128% in 2024, and Faker's 6% stake moves with the company's growth, so T1 winning back-to-back world championships was the single best thing that could have happened to that valuation. In July 2025, Faker signed a 4-year extension, keeping him at T1 until 2029, when he'll be 33 years old. So what now? In 2026, Faker was named in the Time magazine's 100 most influential athletes list, alongside names like Messi and LeBron James. This made him the first league player in the same conversation as the biggest names in traditional sport. Esports in total is valued between $3 billion to $5 billion, whereas the global sports industry that the Time 100 represents is valued between $417 billion to $2.65 trillion. Faker making the Time magazine is a big step towards esports being recognised by the general entertainment industry, driving future investment in the sector. Faker's base salary from T1 in 2026 is somewhere between $6 and $8 million per year. His 6% T1 equity stake worth somewhere between $13 and $24 million depending on which valuation estimate you believe. Sponsorships like Nike, Mercedes, and now Red Bull, BMW and Samsung reportedly in the range of $500,000 to $2 million at the top end per deal. Interestingly, his total career prize money across the entire competitive career has totaled only at $1.9 million, which tells you everything about where money really is in modern esports. Compare Faker's winnings to that of any Dota 2 player and you will be shocked. I'm going to make a video about Dota 2 prize winnings because it's absolutely absurd. Faker's total net worth estimates from a conservative $20 million right up to $50 million once you factor in the T1 stake, his property at current market value. Despite his massive wealth, Faker's known for living a remarkably frugal lifestyle, reportedly spending only about $200 per month on personal expenses, choosing to live directly in T1 accommodation with meals provided. He's also demonstrated a commitment to charitable causes, donating significant amounts to organisations like the Community Chest of Korea. So that's the business behind the greatest league player of all time. Interestingly, Faker's never sold a single piece of merch himself, instead directing all his interest T1's way. If you enjoyed this video and want to watch more of me, then please hit that subscribe button. And if you love esports, join my free weekly newsletter, first link in the description. And I'll see you next time.